I'm gonna try something that's probably not gonna go over well, Ethan.
A backflip?
Well, I can do a backflip all day long. I can do a backflip. No, mushrooms and blue cheese on a flatbread. Like, I'm not just talking any mushrooms. All the mushrooms. All the creamy blue cheese. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. If you hate mushrooms and you hate blue cheese, go watch someone else's show on the channel. But if you love them like I do, buckle up because it's gonna be delicious. I know, seems crazy, but I am an absolute mushroom lover because I'm a fun guy. No? Okay. I get a lot of questions about, can I use a pan on my griddle top? Absolutely you can. And for this part, this is the sauce. We're starting with the sauce. We definitely need to add the butter, let it start to melt. Now let's get to some of the accoutrement. I am using a few things other than mushrooms only. I hope you're happy about that, Ethan.
No.
We're starting with some leeks. Leeks are fantastic. It's kind of like an onion, a bit more of a dynamic flavor. I want those nice and small. I like to peel the outside so I don't have anything fibrous because I want it to be really delicate in the sauce later on because I'm not chopping it up any further. These little bits are gonna go right into the sauce. They kind of reduce a little bit too. I've also got some garlic. I'm not chopping this. I'm actually doing thin little slices. Now the difference is it's like when you get that bite of garlic, you know it's garlic. Like that's what I want in this dish. Leeks I want to be even, garlic I want to be really, really punchy. To that I'm also gonna add a big hunk of fresh thyme. It's like half a bunch of thyme. Don't feel like it's too much.
It's like a century.
It's not, this guy over here. It may look like too much, but we want like big, bold, gigantic flavors here, right? Let that start to cruise, bubble and boil in the butter. Now let's get to our button mushrooms. The first of the mushrooms has arrived. They're here. We're gonna slice these pretty thin. This is the most standard mushroom that we're gonna be using today. So slice all of these mushrooms fairly thin. This is gonna both impart a ton of flavor into our sauce, and it's also gonna, the mushroom's still gonna be there, but it's gonna add a lot of flavor to the sauce. It's crazy good. Add those to the pan as well and give that a big mix. You can hit that with salt, pepper, garlic if you want to. Any seasoning you like is fine here. Pretty much salt and pepper would be fine because we have a lot of garlic in there already. Let's let that cook for 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so until everything starts to get nice and soft and beautiful. Now to the first of our fun mushrooms, our fun guy. How many times can I use it, Ethan? These are king oyster mushrooms. They're really like beefy flavor. It's a very mushroomy mushroom, very beefy mushroom, but I do want to take it one step further on the presentation. I'm gonna score lightly. Don't cut all the way through the mushroom, but we are doing a little cross hatch. Now when this cooks in butter later, you'll see it starts to open up. It's a really, really beautiful presentation. So long strips one direction and then the other direction to create that gorgeous cross hatch. Now onto the other fun mushrooms. These are gorgeous. I was at Publix this morning. If you shop at Publix, it's awesome. I love Publix, so good. If you can't find wild mushrooms or the more exotic mushrooms, maybe check out a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or something like that. But I'm looking at maitakes right here. And some of these oyster mushrooms and pearl mushrooms, they just look really wonderful, but the textures of all of these mushrooms are very different. They've got nooks and crannies. They're really beautiful. If you're a mushroomophile, a mushroom lover like I am, this is exciting, incredibly exciting today. Before we get to cooking these beauties, let's keep working on our sauce. Now we've got some milk and some flour. You could do a roux. I'm gonna do a slurry. It's where you mix your flour and your liquid together first with a whisk. That way you get it nice and even, so it's not clumpy. That way you're adding a liquid to the pan and that starts to thicken up immediately. Go ahead and add all the milk to this. And if you want to, you can use a bit of water to thin it out to get to the exact consistency that you want. You could use heavy cream, but I didn't want to overshadow the mushrooms on this one. So just milk and flour, let it cruise. Salt, pepper, garlic here too, or salt and pepper. Add a bit more seasoning. Season to taste as you go. You might like things less salty than I do, or you might like them more salty. So season to taste, but you'll see as you start to stir it, as the flour starts to cook, it thickens up and it is gorgeous. It's like mushroom gravy. That doesn't make you excited, Ethan? Look at that.
I mean,
it's gorgeous.
Not really.
Oh, if you love mushrooms, like I hope you're with me. I hope you're with me. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you with me? Let's add some unsalted butter to the other side of my griddle. This is about medium-high heat. Add a decent amount of butter, and let's place our mushrooms down. You can break them apart a little bit so they're not quite so huge. This pack came in like really big clusters of mushrooms that are gorgeous. Love that. But you can break them into individual smaller sections. So cook those in the butter. Try to find a flat surface, right? Because we want that texture. We want that appearance, that crispy appearance on the mushroom. Don't forget those king oyster mushrooms, and make sure you put them score, or the cut side, the scored side down. The heat's gonna hit that first and it's gonna open up and look really, really beautiful. Then we're gonna flip the mushrooms over when they have that gorgeous crust. Let's go ahead and make some room now for our flatbread. You can use any kind of bread that you like. You could do this on toast if you want, but definitely toast the presentation side first. That way when you flip it, you've got texture on both sides, right? So now the bottom is crisping. Now let's go with that gorgeous sauce. Don't forget to add some of the mushrooms and the leeks and spread it out. Oh, it's creamy, blue cheesy goodness. Did I mention blue cheese? Blue cheese is what makes it. Blue cheese is unbelievable. It melts and it gets even creamier and delicious. That's all gorgeous. Now the mushrooms, more mushrooms over the top. Spread them out. Make them look pretty, like we're getting in a restaurant, gorgeous territory here. Then you can garnish this however you like. I'm just gonna go with a bit of green. It needs a pop of color. Let's chop a little parsley, garnish with that. You can do a little Grana Padano over the top as well. Just a little bit of cheese is nice. But when you're done, it's glorious. Absolutely. Let's make one more actually. So when you're toasting your flatbread, remember, do the presentation side first, let it toast. Then you're gonna flip it. Then we go with that gorgeous blue cheese and leek and garlic mushroom sauce with some of the mushrooms, spread out nice and evenly, then add the gorgeous, beautiful, like this is so exciting. I love looking at these mushrooms. It looks like I'm eating the forest, going out in the forest. It's beautiful. Then add a bit of parsley and the Grana Padano over the top. And guys, this is one of those things, if you hate it, you hate it. And there's nothing I can do about it. But if you love it, oh, you're gonna love it. I need better taste testers in the show, Ethan.
Oh, probably.
Oh my goodness. Oh, blue cheese mushroom heaven. Can you understand what I said?
Nope.
Whoa. Whoa. So much flavor. So much mushroom flavor. The blue cheese really carries the mushroom over even further. Oh, whoa. Honestly, skip the flatbread. You can just do that sauce, those mushrooms on pasta. You can do it in a bowl and just eat it. Oh my gosh. Crazy. And this one right here, I can't stop myself. I can't stop myself. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Again, if you hate mushrooms, go watch another show. Go watch another episode. This one's really fun. Let me know in the comments down below. If you love this one, if you're gonna make it, if you wanna learn something like this in the future. But this is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we like to help you become a better cook one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I will see you all in the next episode.